All right, welcome to another episode of The Wrestling Bar. If you're watching us, hit that like button, share the bell notification button so you don't miss any episode. I'm The Funk, and I'm here with my co-host, P. Cotta. What's up, Phil?
Puma on the night, man.
Puma on the
Yeah.
night.
Puma.
Prince Puma,
Prince Puma.
when he was the best wrestler in the world,
For
in my
real.
opinion.
For real.
Lucha Underground.
Yeah.
So what do you want to talk about? By the way, Cody Rhodes started his new podcast.
Yes.
It's called "What Do You Want to Talk About?"
Yes.
And I think he broke records. It was like the most seen podcast from all sports, not
Okay.
only wrestling. Like I think
Wow.
he hit like a big stat with his first episode, just interviewing his wife,
Right.
Brandy Rhodes, right?
Right.
So
Right.
all good success to the next world champion. Do you miss
Let's
Cody Rhodes already? Let's talk about that. Do you
let's talk
miss
about it. You
Cody
want to
Rhodes?
talk about it? You want to talk about it?
Let's talk
Do I
about
miss
it.
Cody Rhodes? I like Cody in the Hunt.
Yeah,
Just like I like CM Punk in the Hunt.
yeah.
I don't have a problem with CM Punk in the Hunt. He's great. Cody in the Hunt, he's getting the crowd going. All
Oh
right,
yeah.
I don't hate on you. Um, I don't like the fact that we're like stacking all these pay-per-views up. Like you gotta, like Jey Uso, right? Okay, you got this tag team match at Money in the Bank. Then you've got the match with Gunther on Monday. Then it's too much storyline wise. Um, let's see who gets pinned on Saturday, right? At Money in the Bank. I want to see the tag match. Logan Paul's heel as hell,
Yeah.
you know. So I'm interested to see that. But yeah, am I anxious for Cody to come back and like all of a sudden he's taking a top spot? I think it was a little too soon. I wish they would have let the story just drag out a little bit. Let John Cena go fight somebody else
The
for
thing
a
is,
little while.
he doesn't have many dates left.
He's got 24 more appearances left.
Are you
We've
counting?
got we've got 6 more months of this title reign. He's got to go to Australia, right? They got a PLE out there. They're in the UK right now. I think they're in France. They're going to do another PLE in France.
Mm.
They're doing SummerSlam. So there's stuff to do and ways to keep the storyline relevant. I think that it was a little
Too soon.
premature,
Too
if
soon.
you will. Like you did that at Saturday Night Main Event. Okay, that's cool, but it would have been better at a PLE. Like when Roman Reigns came back at SummerSlam, dog. I got goosebumps. I just got goosebumps saying that. It was dope.
Yeah. The thing is that I think SmackDown viewership has been decreasing, and I think here they're bringing Cody Rhodes back to try to help out with that. And I've been saying in the podcast here, is the Cena heel turn for me. Yeah,
Yeah,
there's been some highlights with Orton and
right.
with that R-Truth match and
Yeah,
Saturday Night Main Event and all that.
yeah.
But the general feeling of it is just not, it's dragging to me. But
I I just like the fact that he's on his retirement tour. They're letting him go out the way he wants to go out.
right.
He went out with a bang. He won the Elimination Chamber. He told y'all he was going to win the Elimination Chamber.
Hmm.
He did. He was really showing. He entered the Elimination Chamber like right after he lost Royal Rumble
Hmm.
on some like I'm kind of tweenish, really, with his demeanor. So he was kind of hinting. I'm glad that he didn't go heel and lose.
Mm. Yeah,
That would
of
have been
course.
so whack to
That
me.
would be bad. Yeah.
That'd have been real bad. So if he loses the title to somebody else besides Cody, I'm fine with it. I don't care if Goldberg comes back and beats the hell out of him, Brock Lesnar, Roman Reigns. I really personally, I do want Roman Reigns to actually take the title again, not because, you know, I just feel like there's so much still going on with the bloodline. Like there's so much uncertainty with like Jacob Fatu
Yeah.
and Solo. And now who's the new guy? I forgot his name.
JC Mateo. Jeff
Yeah, I
Cobb.
can't. Yeah. Yeah, like you just came here like 3 weeks ago.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, but I'm just saying there's so many layers to the bloodline storyline. I think that's personally one of the best storylines that we've had in a very, very, very long time.
The name I like to call him is Matanza Cueto. Matanza Cueto.
Matanza. Puerto.
Cueto Matanza.
Speaking of Puertos,
Mm,
okay, with AAA coming back, we need to bring back Mil Muertes
that would be awesome.
and Dario Cuerto. Okay,
Yeah,
give
yeah.
me what I want, AAA. And you didn't give me what I wanted with the Alberto Del Rio situation, but I hope he just makes a cameo and comes around
Yeah,
anyway.
not yet, not yet, not yet. We'll see
Just
what happens at
please.
Wars
Well, he lost
Collide.
the title. He lost the title, and that pissed me off.
Yeah, that pisses me off too. And
Pisses
we
me
wanted
off.
to talk. We wanted to talk about that in the previous podcast,
Yeah,
but the R-Truth
we had to cover
incident
that.
happened.
That had to be covered. It had to be
Yeah,
done.
yeah.
Um,
But Alberto Del Rio is again allegedly under a WWE contract
yeah,
under
yeah.
AAA
I'm with it.
in Mexico.
With it.
He was the mega champion there, which is their equivalent for the world champion.
Yeah.
And he's not as good in the ring anymore as he
Yeah.
was because of aging and all that. But he's
And
still
also, he was performing in high school gyms, guys. Okay, because you fired him
yeah,
everywhere.
yeah,
Nobody picked him up, so
right.
that's why.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. So he's been having a rough patch,
Yeah,
I guess, since he left WWE.
yeah,
He's been active,
yeah.
wrestling in different promotions in the US, in Mexico, and different places. But again, not to the level,
It's
right?
not to
Of
that
the
same level.
WWE,
Yeah,
right? You're hitting
yes.
hard concrete floors and, being thrown to real chairs and
Yeah,
stuff like that.
yeah.
But he can still talk, right? And
Right.
he still has that presence. And do you
Right.
see that skit that they did on that TV show where they were like,
Yes.
"Yeah, that was
Yes.
good. That was good. That's what we need."
Yes.
So I hope Triple H sees that and he doesn't let Alberto go because of allegations, right? Because he
Right.
has
Right.
never
Right.
been convicted of any crime.
Correct.
He's been accused, and
Yeah.
then the case fell off, but he has never been convicted.
Right.
Right? He doesn't have priors.
Right.
So hopefully we get some Alberto Del Rio in
Yeah.
AAA, and hopefully we get it
Please.
in WWE, right?
Please. Please.
Please,
Please.
please,
Please.
please.
Okay.
The best export from Mexico.
Mexico's greatest export
Yeah,
ever.
absolutely, absolutely.
Um, I mean, yeah, but we go back to Cody. I just think it was a little premature. I wish I would have saw him maybe have a SummerSlam fight. I don't think this tag team match is gonna like reap anything. It's not really needed. It's good for Cena because Cena, you know, is gonna. He's. We talked about you. You were so fired up about John Cena not putting people over in a way, and doing this tag match is putting three people over
Yeah,
because the three of them.
depends on what happens.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
So, I mean, I guess we see Cena differently because
Yeah.
with Cody Rhodes, I don't think he's putting Cody Rhodes over because he took the title from him. He was more over before. He was champion. He was a champ. Okay,
No. Let's just say he was champ.
he was champ.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was undeniable.
Well, you made him a historical champ
Well,
in one night.
he was a champ and he dropped it. So I don't think he's more over than before. No, yes, seeing him in the chase is a good thing.
Right.
We
There you
like
go.
that. We enjoy that.
There you go.
Depending on what happens on the tag team match, if what happens, you see, I don't like if this was Cody Rhodes tagging with Randy Orton against Cena and Logan Paul, and Orton pins Cena. then we will have Orton will have a claim to say,
Hmm.
hey, yeah, I went to what was it, Backlash? I went to
Yeah,
Backlash, lost, but
yeah,
now I pinned Cena,
right.
which is something you haven't do, Cody,
Correct.
right? And he will have
Correct.
a claim, and maybe we could have a three-way or something.
Right.
Just saying, right? Just saying.
Which we could still do that anyway. Because the RKO can come out of nowhere at any time.
True, true,
And it's Randy Orton. He's not some like fly by night person.
true.
He's Randy Orton.
True, but it would be nice to have a pin over Cena to add to, now we're even, right? You pin me once, I
I
pin
got
you.
you. I got you.
It would be more
Yeah.
a better claim, right, for
Yeah.
that title match.
All right.
But because if they do Cody versus Cena again, let's say at SummerSlam, then Cody has to win because if he loses again, that buries him, literally buries him. And then Cena is gonna retire December.
Yeah, December. Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
other than Survivor Series, there's no another chance.
Well, Cody, sell your soul, bro. You had your chance. Sell your soul, man.
That's a good
Fuck
one.
it. Fuck it. Excuse my,
Yeah, they haven't
dude,
explained. They still
do what
haven't.
it takes.
Yeah,
Do
do what
you,
it takes.
look here? A lot of people have stopped John Cena from becoming a 17-time champion.
Not you.
The list could go on and on and on. I'm just saying, those are A-list players that have stopped him from becoming a 17-time champ. It was never even a possibility. So,
Solo beat him at Mania.
correct,
Austin Theory beat him at Mania.
correct. John Cena was on a 10-year losing streak at WrestleMania, and you fucked that up. And it wasn't even like some stupid. I mean, okay, Travis Scott, okay, cool. But really, in that moment, I'm just being honest. If that was me and I was Cody in that moment in time, I would have hit him with that damn title and kept that shit.
Yeah.
Okay. And they would have been like, yo, but John Cena's supposed to go over. I would have kicked him in the nuts and got fired the next day. But
Yeah.
John Cena wouldn't have went over that night.
Yeah. Exactly.
Bet your ass.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I agree with that. That was a terrible ending for WrestleMania.
Well, hey,
It was terrible.
yeah, he did. That was his fault. He screwed himself. Okay. But let's move on to the rest of the roster because I did go back and we were talking about the Naomi match and the Jade match and the Nia Jax match
Yep.
from last week on SmackDown.
Mhm.
I could see how it was. I had a little bit of a awakening, if you will, a little bit
Mhm.
when I rewatched it. I really think that Jade, first of all, I don't like triple threats for Money in the Bank.
Okay.
I particularly don't care for triple threats with the ladies right now, the main events. I think that they're not used to that format of matches. They got to get used to it and very comfortable. Only the people that can do that would be like the triple threat that we had at Mania with Io and Belair
That's
and
that's
Rhea.
one of the best matches of the year.
First of all, yes,
Yeah.
it deserves their flowers.
Yeah.
But I think that they are like the A-list stars.
I did see another three-way that I really enjoyed, and I think it was Roxanne Perez, Rhea Ripley, and Io Sky.
Well, she's an A plus, and
That was
in the
that was
ring,
awesome.
I mean, she's an A plus.
Yeah,
I'm just gonna
yeah.
be honest.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna give Roxy her flowers. She's really good in the ring. I think that she can. True, I'm excited to see her in Money in the Bank. To be honest,
Yeah.
I'm really excited to see her in the Money in the Bank.
She also knows what a man needs.
I love the fact they keep adding on to this storyline. If I was Dominic's wife, I mean, I'm not Dominic. If my wife was Dominic's wife,
Oh yes.
I'd be a dead man.
She's gotta have the patience
He
of the
just
world,
made
man.
out. He just kissed Liv Morgan again, bruh. That's
The kiss cam
wild.
in the kiss cam.
That's wild, bruh. But hey, that's what you do for entertainment. That's your angle. You're not an athletic looking wrestler, right?
Yeah.
You need to step up, Dom. Let's be real.
Lift those weights,
You
drink
do,
those
you do.
proteins,
Stop the chicken
creatine.
tenders for a while. I know as I should talk,
Yeah.
but I'm not in the ring.
Yeah, we're not
You're in
wrestlers. Yeah, we're not wrestlers.
the ring. So yeah, Dominic, you're wild. But I like the fact that it's keeping it edgy. It's a storyline.
Hmm.
It's actually helping this girl get over too, because really, that's really what she needed.
That,
Like
that,
as a heel, I wasn't believing her in NXT,
yeah.
but this is really good.
To me,
So
that's the top storyline. The story I care the most about in WWE right now, it's what's happening between Roxanne, Liv Morgan, Dominic, and
yeah,
Raquel.
let's
And
see what
Finn
happens.
Balor, right? He's also kind of
Yeah, yeah.
orchestrating a little bit
Oh,
of that.
oh, El Grande Americano
El
though.
Grande
That's
Americano.
my dude. I like him.
Can
I
you
like
imagine?
him.
Can you imagine El Grande Americano versus Alberto Del Rio?
Oh my God. Well,
Greatest Mexican
honestly,
match ever.
yo, I want him to win Money in the Bank. Like Chad Gable has never had no stats, but El Grande Americano.
And he can always,
That's dope.
unmask, if he,
That's dope,
yeah,
bro.
but that's awesome.
It
That's awesome.
sucks because he's an Olympic athlete, and I honestly, I don't like it when we get Olympic talent and we don't do anything with them.
Right.
We don't push them to the moon because especially the ones that are Olympic talents for wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
I'll say that. Let me start off with that.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I'm excited to kind of see. Got to give NXT their LFG. They're kind of
Yeah.
hopefuls.
Tay May Steele is her name?
Yep, Tyra May Steele.
Tara
Yep,
May Steele. Tara
I've
May
been
Steele.
saying it. I said she was on a couple episodes. Back in the day. I've
Mm-hmm.
been ranting her name the whole time. I said I wanted her to win LFG. I'm glad she did.
Yeah.
But because I do want to see Olympians do their thing.
Mm-hmm.
Just because of that. And you were in wrestling, so I really know that you're capable in the ring.
Right.
So now it's just a matter of putting a persona on it,
And it
right?
also translates, right, to
Right.
wrestlers, real wrestlers,
Correct.
and that they have an opportunity to become
Yeah.
professional wrestlers in WWE or elsewhere.
Correct. Correct. Because we're starting to slant more into the entertainment realm, right? You got a Yeet title,
Yep.
which I said should have been very transitional. Okay. On this podcast, I said it should be transitional. He should not have this title reign like this. This is nuts.
And where's the G title?
I really wanted it too.
Where's the G title? It's a missed opportunity.
They should do it. It'd be
Yeah.
like $700. See, the things that you should be selling money and merch on, you're not.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
then the stupid stuff,
El Grande Americano's mask. Where is
yo, with the metal in it.
Yeah. I don't know about the medal, but the
With a
mask,
little metal in it, man.
the mask for
Um,
sure.
yeah, sell that mask.
Yeah.
That'd be cool. So yeah, I'd like to see that.
Speaking of wrestling,
Yeah.
have you heard about the real American freestyle wrestling? Have you heard about that?
American freestyle wrestling.
You haven't heard about that? So
No,
there's this
no.
video in social media.
Okay.
Hulk Hogan, your friend Hulk Hogan, and Eric Bischoff. They
Okay.
do a skit, kind of NWO style, black and white, and with
All right.
kind of a similar background music and whatnot. And they make this big announcement that they're back, better than
Okay.
ever, and blah blah blah. And there's gonna be a third man joining them.
Okay.
And then next week or whatever, the next day, I can't remember, they reveal who the third man. There was a lot of buzz in the internet who the third man would be. It was gonna be Vince McMahon. Is it gonna be The Rock? Is it gonna
Yeah.
be, I don't know, Kevin Nash or
Okay.
someone else? And it was someone that no one knows. Some guy knows EC Morales or whatever, but he seems to be like a real wrestling, freestyle wrestling, which is
Okay.
what they play in high schools and whatnot.
Okay.
Coach, famous
Okay.
coach for that sport. And he's probably financing the thing, and who knows, right? But their proposal is that there is no professional wrestling, right? Like the NFL for American football or the MLB for baseball, right? There's
Okay.
not an official league, right, for this or
Yeah.
company that takes or that takes wrestlers from high schools and college and puts them on TV, right?
Okay.
So they're trying to do the real American, Hogan has the real American beer. So they're doing the real American freestyle,
Okay.
RAF wrestling.
All
It,
right.
it may be interesting, right? Because it's going to have that UFC feel, right? That
Right.
is,
Right.
hey,
Right.
these guys are not acting, right? They're not performing, they're
Right.
actually wrestling, right?
Okay.
And the part of their job is to introduce the wider audience to
Hmm.
freestyle wrestling rules, for example, right?
Okay.
That are hard to follow, right? So they're gonna have to do a good job explaining that.
Right.
And they sign Chael Sonnen.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, yeah. So I think he's gonna do commentary
All right.
for that. So that they're trying to get around that
Yeah.
and get the best wrestlers, freestyle wrestlers, out there to do the show. And Eric Bischoff,
Right. Right.
he's,
Right.
he's gonna have an entertainment component in
Correct.
terms of how they present these wrestlers, right? Because it can be boring. It needs to be entertaining. So they're
Right.
gonna interview them and get to know more about their background. Maybe
That sounds
after
good.
match interviews, kind of like the UFC has done a very good job with mixed martial arts, right?
Okay.
Yeah. So that's RAF wrestling. So
Okay.
what do you think about that?
Oh, man. So many things go through my mind. I'm thinking, you know, of course, media contracts, right? That's what that's what I'm really
Yeah,
interested
they
in.
need to get in TV. Yeah.
They do. They do. They need to make sure they get something on somewhere.
Hmm.
Um, maybe just of course, maybe some, prospects and levels of talent. I know that it's going to be from a performance perspective. I think it's going to be, if they get the right people, it could be top notch.
Yeah.
Um, Filming and everything, I think would be, cameras and angles and things that will be really great.
Hmm.
I don't hate UFC. I just think that with um the in professional wrestling, right? They're taught, and you and I, we've done some amateur stuff in the background.
Hmm.
So we know that you like live to fight another day, right? So that we're not trying to, like, it's a different mindset,
Hmm.
right? Different skill set.
Hmm.
So I would be interested to see some of the talent and how they develop and grow throughout the process,
Right.
right?
Right.
Because I'm not going to see them as frequently as I would see, a CM Punk, right? For
Right.
example, right?
Right. Correct.
So you would have to make sure that they're definitely promoted correctly,
Hmm.
that the venues are exactly, strategically where they need to be, and how you can attract tickets and market this product for what it is, right? And maybe you have different divisions, and of course you'll have probably different weight classes and
They're
things
gonna
like
have
that.
different weight classes. Yes.
Um, but you're gonna have to make sure that you're constantly in people's ears, right?
Mm.
Because you don't have a weekly episodic television show,
Not
right?
yet. Yeah. Not yet.
Or maybe you have a hub somewhere, and that would be cool too. I mean, for the first how many years of AEW, we lived in Daly's place. I know because of COVID, but still,
Mhm.
it was Daly's place, and people loved Daly's place
Yeah.
because that's where people came to develop, and it was still very vibrant.
Yeah. Yeah.
So if they did something like that, that would be cool. Just to kind of get you going, get you started. You don't necessarily have to stay there, but something like that would be really cool.
Yeah.
So I hope they do, hope they think about that too, like destinations and stuff. Maybe make a weekend out of it, couple fight, couple matches here and there.
Yeah, if I were them, do you remember the Ultimate Fighter? They used to show this. It
Yes.
was like a reality show
Yeah.
for MMA fighters, and
Right.
it was on Spike TV. Dating
Right.
myself, but it was on Spike TV,
Right.
and I love that show. It was a couple
Yeah.
seasons. The first season was amazing. I can't recall the other ones, but Josh Barnett was there, and
Okay.
different MMA fighters that I
Nice.
wouldn't know otherwise, right? That was kind
Right.
of like an introduction for a lot of people to UFC, who the people,
Right.
who the fighters are. I think they should do the same before they launch, like, pay-per-views and things like that. So
Agreed.
people go with an interest of who's gonna
Agreed.
be in those fights.
I mean,
That
yeah,
will
let
be
us get back there. Let us see how they train, right? Let us, you know, feel like we're invested in the characters and their development.
Yep.
Kind of like what LFG is doing, right? Um, so I kind of like that. I think that they should do that type of aspect first. Like you said, have
Yeah.
a season or two and then you're out there, right?
Yeah.
Um,
And they signed for 5 or 6 more seasons of
I think
LFG.
so. I think so.
So they have that in the books,
Yeah.
program. Michelle McCool will be replacing Mickey James, which to me it's a bad call. And we
Hmm.
know why that's happening.
We know
Why?
why that happened.
Why? If I'm a wrestler or upcoming wrestler, I wouldn't want to be trained by Michelle compared to Mickey James.
Compared to Mickey.
Yeah, compared to Mickey. Not,
I
not,
mean,
not to take anything away from Michelle.
yeah.
She was the first Divas champion, I believe. She
Right. Right.
unified the title.
Correct.
She has
Correct.
her accolades, but it was a time frame where women's wrestling wasn't at its best, right? So I think she was entertaining with Layla,
Correct.
especially with Laycool. She
Yeah.
was entertaining, but again, when you compare her to Mickey James, you know,
No.
yeah.
No. I'm sorry. No. So I'm kind of disappointed in that one. But
They should have
hey,
done Natalia.
what you say?
They should have done Natalia
Oh
as a
my
coach.
God. Oh
Why
my.
not?
No,
Right?
I'm saying good. Like
Yeah, yeah. Natalia would have been great.
Natty.
Yeah.
Natty can do whatever Natty in that arena could do whatever. Like in that area,
Hmm.
teaching and learning can do anything.
Yeah, yeah.
I
I mean,
mean, everybody.
I would have kept Mickey, but if I had to replace her, I would have
Yeah.
replaced her with
Yeah.
Natalia for sure.
Somebody. Yeah. Somebody. Yeah. Well, I have to agree.
Yeah,
Um.
or Molly Holly is not as entertaining as
No.
Mickey James or Natalia. So
And not to put her on the shelf, but and I know I just don't see any direction for her right this minute. Charlotte
yeah,
Flair. I'll put her
Charlotte.
in there
Hmm.
for a couple seasons. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
A living legend like her, a horsewoman, any of the horsewomen,
Hmm.
any of them,
Yeah.
any of them could just go in
Oh
there
yeah.
and just do their
Sasha
thing.
Banks.
You know what? Yes. If she
That would be
came back,
amazing. Yeah.
if she came back, yes. Because wrestling wise, she had the long last year,
Hmm.
right? Was it last year or was it earlier this year? She had the longest women's match in AEW women's history.
Hmm. She's
I,
great in
I,
the ring. You
she's
can't
great
take
in the
that away
ring.
from Sasha. And I know I listen a lot to Jim Cornette, and he hates her.
Yeah.
And she might not be the greatest in the microphone,
All right. Right.
doing her little dance all the time. But I love her in the ring. She's great. She's one of the best.
So out of a 10 in the ring, 10 out of overall, right? Performance and in ring, mic and everything. I give you a 9. That's not bad.
Yeah,
That's great.
yeah,
You can main event WrestleMania at a 9.
yeah.
You don't have to be everybody. Like think about it. AJ Styles is not the best person on the microphone,
Nope.
but when that music hits, you don't want none.
You don't want none.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
I'm afraid of AJ Styles and some other guys with all these releases, The Miz. If they release R-Truth and Carlito, I
yeah,
don't know. I don't know. Anything is possible, right? So
right.
yeah, I hope that doesn't happen, but and I actually hope R-Truth's gonna be back and in no time, right? In some other fashion.
Yeah. We could probably like talk about just like how I feel like they're just rushing things, even on Evolve, like just happened on NXT. Why do you have all these Evolve people on NXT? And like,
Yeah, I was
it's
like,
too much.
I mean, I understand NXT is the developmental brand, so I appreciate that, but you need to introduce these characters to
Separate
us.
this right now. You got LFG coming in here. LFG, okay. You got this guy over here. Who? I forgot
Jasper
his
Troy.
name. Huh?
Jasper Troy is the LFG.
Jasper Troy fighting Obafemi,
Mm-hmm.
and
Yeah.
he's gonna get buried.
But they should have it's like they're expecting or they assume that people watching NXT watch LFG. And that's not necessarily the case. Because did they put a video package or anything for Jasper Troy before
No,
they no?
no,
Yeah.
no.
And they had all the footage needed from
Thank you.
LFG.
Thank you.
It's right there, right?
Thank you. you could have just had him build himself up for a couple of months and just let him have squash matches with locals like they used to in Superstars.
Yeah, or hey, if they wanted to put him against Obafemi quickly, he could have come in and attacked Obafemi like he did on that first night.
Yeah.
But next show, put the video package so we know who this guy is.
Right. I agree.
You know,
I
that's
just
it.
I just don't want you to start building people up like that to make them lose off rip. Like, okay, so what's next for this kid? After he loses, what's next?
What if he wins?
He's not going to beat Obafemi. Oh, maybe with some Dark State help,
Yeah.
but
Maybe
I'm just
he's their leader.
okay. Well, let me just say that'd be dope.
Yeah.
Let me just say this: you just did it with Vaquer, right? Where you had the whole faction jump her to win the title. So that would be another
one. Again.
And again, what happens to Obafemi? You're going to draft him up there and do what with him?
They gotta have a plan.
You don't have a plan for some of these people to move to the main roster and transition very well.
Yeah.
Like Jasper Troy, I'll be honest, he's a monster.
He is.
He's a monster. And what do we do with monsters? We let them go on their last releases. I'm just saying, like, we don't push them to the top in the main roster. I'm not talking about the you have Jacob Fatu, 280 pounds as your United States champion. Don't get me wrong.
That's good.
He's owning it. He's beating the shit out of people.
Yeah.
I love this kid.
Yeah.
I love this guy.
What I mean.
He's a kid. But yeah, but okay. He loses this, right? Whatever the case may be. When's he going to the big boy belt?
Yeah.
When is okay? LA Knight has his chance at Money in the Bank. Is he gonna win it this time?
Yeah.
Probably not.
No. He might get released actually. LA Knight. I wouldn't be surprised. At all.
He gets a good reaction from the crowd. I don't hope he gets released.
I wouldn't be surprised. But hey, there was Mariah May also debuting on NXT.
That part.
Yeah. But they didn't even say her name.
They didn't.
So that's fine. That's fine for one night. But next time we see her, they better explain who she is, why is she there. You know, like,
give me something.
Explain us, right? Why should we care about her?
Right. Give me something.
And I have to plug this. My favorite moment of NXT this week was when Issy Dane kicked Brooks Jensen out of the calling. That bomb that shouldn't be there. Have been fired a year ago or even farther out. I hope this is the first step to write him out.
That was dope. I'm not gonna lie. That was dope.
That was good.
He hit the hell out of him. That was dope. I was like,
you're out.
While we're here, I wanna shout out your girl Jada Parker and who else? Kalani Jordan.
Mm-hmm.
And I say that to say they don't know what to do with them.
Mm-hmm.
They're supposed to be heels, but we're cheering for them every week.
Yes.
So they're kind of getting the Dominic Mysterio treatment right now, where you're not supposed to get in that type of reaction, but meanwhile you're just going over. So I want to give you your flowers. I hope they do something with y'all. I hope they give y'all some titles or y'all figure it out.
They need more space. They need another show, main roster show. Bring back WCWNitro.
Always.